Shalom. Let me give all praise, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakakadash, double honor to the elders, bishops, and apostles, two prophets, the great millstone. Real well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect of the children of Israel, that are people of Negro, Latino, Native American, and Samoan Indian descent. So it looks like they're showing there's more unity with these two parties than what it appears. Democrats embrace digital ID agenda in Project 2029 plan citing child safety. So now it literally it's starting to look more and more like, oh, they're always been in agreement, always been working hand in hand. Though there are some divisions amongst these devils, ultimately, when it comes to the ultimate goal, which is to enslave the tribes, and that's the target, is the tribes, man. Remember, you got to understand, this devil is trying to forge his kingdom of heaven, and by doing that, he has to falsely accuse the elect, being deceitful, thinking he can fool Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, and getting that birthright back. This is some sinister shit that's going on, and again, man, it's like building a house, and when you first start digging, you don't even have a clue on the end goal, on what that house is going to look like, man. And all parties that's coming in to build their house, they're not all specialists in the same field. They're different groups coming in. There's different individuals that have their specialty as far as plumbing, electricity, the carpentry, and the roofing, and on and on. So ultimately, at the end, it all come together. So what you're going to witness is, you're going to find out that these devils were always together, as far as the scriptures. And as a matter of fact, let me grab that scripture. It's in Revelation now. Okay. I think it's a Revelation 13. I think it's 13. More than likely, it's 13. The two horns. I should have just hit that up. The two horns. Okay, that's going to the devil. I'll find it. Hold on. I'm going to do it this way instead of look up the two horns first. I'm trying to see if I could remember, if I remembered it. There we go. 13:11. And I beheld another beast come up out of the earth. And that's that other, that's, here we go. That's the Roman Empire, but it's America, which is the continuation, the reborn of the ancient Roman Empire. Okay. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Okay, and that's those two horns, like a lamb, portraying as if they got your best interest in heart, the Democrats and the Republicans. Hold on, let me do this here. I'm loving it. Something I haven't done yet. At least I don't remember doing it, but more likely I probably have. But anyway, then I saw a second beast coming out of the earth, and it had two horns like a lamb, but it spake like a, okay, that's just pretty much saying the same thing. It's NLV, NLT. And then I saw another beast come up out of the earth. He had two horns like those of a lamb, but he spake with the voice of a dragon. So keep that in mind, the way he's speaking with an austere voice. Oh man, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta take a piss real quick. Let me pause this. Okay, I'm back. Okay. So, and again, speaking like that dragon. And let me do this real quick. Because they're speaking like a dragon. It's like instilling his authority. Austere measures. or draconian measures, which is being referred to a lot. Okay, a dragon. I'm just seeing what it gives us here. A dragon, a great serpent, a name of Satan, or adversaries, but that's not a name of Satan, a dragon. Okay, the dragon is describing this man. Okay, and let me do this as well. You refer to someone as a dragon. Let's see what this gives us here. Calling someone a dragon generally means they are fierce, okay, fiery, or intimidating personally. Okay, there you go. And this is describing this man, this nation of devils, but more specifically, it's the higher powers. Okay, it's the ones that's in control. Okay, the government, and the scriptures refer to some of them as mountains. Okay, Schlock, there's another one that's escaped me too, another name, but anyway. So, speaking as a dragon. So why I got this is because of this here. Just get back to this here. So they're creating this. They're responsible for all this wickedness that's going on behind the scene. But again, they're the ones that's coming for the solution to this this mass problem of child molestation, child sex trafficking, human trafficking, period. Don't be fooled by this devil, man. And again, the meaning of devil itself means deceiver, and that shows you who this man is, and that clearly shows you that this man is the devil, because he's a deceiver, man, and people are waking up to him. This man being a deceiver, man, and more specifically the white man. These Edomite women as well. We're not going to dismiss them foul future concubines, but most specifically the men. Okay. But anyway, a liberal policy group known as Project 2029 have released a plan that would ban social media accounts for users under 16. They oppose the first report in Semaphore as part of what is called the Kids Over Click Initiative. The group describes as a mirror image of the conservative Project 2025 aims to set standards for Democratic presidential candidates in the 2028 election cycle. Whatever. We're going to see many people running for. It's just going to a bunch of bullshit. Proposal framed that public health measure. Psychologist Jonathan Haidt, a supporter of the plan, called it the tobacco moment for social media, adding the science is in. The lawsuits are succeeding, and public support is overwhelming. The agenda gives policymakers no excuse not to act. The plan also includes modifying Section 2030 liability, capping data collections on minors, and prohibiting target advertisement directed at children, according to the reports. Policy details ban data caps and liability charges. The Kids Over Click proposal is as outlined by Project 2029, which they're saying they're identifying it as the same as Project 2025, but it falls into the same line as Project 2030 as well. Okay, hold on. To reduce platforms liable for harmful content, proposal frame, and this is just measures they're increasing to for more control. That's all. Because the end game is what? That implant, man. And all they're doing is just bringing the system together. It's like it's deceiving in a way, because all it is just they're Plan on locking the shit down, man, and controlling it, having it under control. You know damn well they can care less about the you know, these people are sexual predators, man. They're into sexual magic and all that, you know, child sacrifice. They're into all that filth, man. You know, don't be fooled by any that they're coming in line with the Republicans like they or we care about the children when it's actually them that's in doing these foul acts. It's amazing, man. But you know, again, the world is waking up. A lot of the world is waking up. The proposal does not explicitly mention age verification technology, but enforcement of an under 16 ban inherently requires platforms to verify the age of all users. The report notes that while the plan limits data collection, it simultaneously demands identity checks that could conflict with those privacy protection. Critics argue that the age gate becomes a turnstile that adults must pass through, effectively eliminating anonymous and pseudonymous speech. See? Effectively eliminate anonymous and pseudo-anonymous speech. Critics argue that the age gate. Hold on. Okay. So, eliminating anonymous. So, give you a much better understanding of that. You can't hide. You can't hide. Anonymous means having an unknown, unnamed, or unrevealed identity. Full control, man. It's coming under total control. That they're going to know all your business. And that's all part of the internet. I had that up here too. The Internet of Things and the Internet of Bodies. And the Internet of all things. Brothers go into this a lot. A vast network of physical objects from smart home appliances to industrial machinery embedded with sensors, software, and network connectivities. It's all part of that coming together. Color building. Hold on, let me click on this here. The device gathers data and sends it through the internet of processing. Data is analyzed centrally. Instructions based on analysis are returned to the device. Internet of Bodies. The Internet of Bodies is an extension of the Internet of Things that connects the human body to the next. It's all connected. It encompasses an ecosystem of internet. Connect devices that are attached to, implanted within, or ingested by the human body to collect biometric data or alter bodily function. I know I'm all over the place, but just where it's all headed. It's this conclusion, political calculus, and the digital ID path. The report suggests that no candidate will want to oppose child safety measures. They're coming from all directions, man. Child safety, to protect from theft, to track criminals, and on and on. To protect your money. Making the political calculus favorable for the digital ID agenda. However, the price of winning that support is a Democratic Party that runs on the same instrument as Britain, Brussels, Abu Dhabi, and Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. A standing check on who gets to speak without a name. Australia's experience shows that while children may find workarounds, the identity verification requirements remain for all users. That's how author Kerry Goldberg notes in Nobody's Victim, the constant threat of online harassment and stalking has made safety a paramount concern. Its solution often come to at the cost of privacy. The analysis include that Project 2029 plan positions Democrats to adopt a global digital ID framework, effectively normalize surveillance infrastructure similar to that used by authoritarian states, all under the guise of protecting children. And so they're being deceitful. So wait a minute, your boy, Biden, years ago, and this was either the late 90s or the early 2000s, when he made that speech, telling your boy that he's going to have to rule. I can't remember who it is. I might have that actual video, but he said you will rule on it. You will rule on it. Those are Democrats. All right. So why are they speaking about why are they concerned about Democrats embracing digital ID agenda? Okay, when the Republicans are now running the show. Okay, so again, don't be fooled. These people are with the agenda, man. And they may bicker and have a little squabble here and there on foolish matters like the alphabet games getting rights, or the immigrant border crisis, things like that. That ain't nothing, man. Just you got to keep your eyes on the prize. You got to, there's a bigger picture going on. There's a much bigger picture going on. Okay. And it's no secret. None of these parties, it's no secret that both these parties are targeting the tribes. Period. To destroy them from one way or another. They got their sinister ways, man. The war on drugs, or which seems to be the main thing, or pushing their foolish jump shots and shit like that. And this is that again. Where did I pull it up at? Let me find it. Hold on. So now you should get an understanding that dragon is not Satan. Christians. Okay. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him. So you trying to tell me there was another Satan? There was another Satan before this one? Oh my. Oh my. Hold on. The beast. An animal, a wild animal, wild beast. A brutal, bestial man, savage and ferocious. There you go. So that's the beast. Okay. Don't make it singular. Make it plural. Bestial men. A brutal, bestial men, savages and ferocious. So ain't no animal. So damn well ain't no animal controlling, making world policies, man. An animal is in control of the world economic system and come on, use your common sense. That's why, and he exercised all the power of the first ferocious man, these Edomites before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast. And again, this is going way back into the Roman Empire, man. Okay, and America again is the rebirth of that old Roman Empire. Okay, whose daily wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. What's a good example of that? The bomb, when they nuked Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Oh, another example, there's those new weapons that they now have, this new technology that they have. It's not new, it's just they're putting it on full display now. They're using it. And that's there you go. Direct energy weapons use highly focused electromagnetic energy such as lasers, microwaves, or particle beams to incapacitate or destroy targets. Was this a video on YouTube? I'm not sure if it's still up. I can't remember her name. I think her first name was Carla, though. Which, when those buildings collapsed, they might have been using some type of microwave energy for them to collapse the way they collapsed. And as far as planning explosions, it's for like a demolition, like they do a controlled demolition. Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. But, we all know that this devil, one way or another, was behind it. I'm speaking of 9/11. Because it literally, in the area, those, how certain things were literally on fire, and certain, in the weapon, in the video, they were showing that the weapon didn't burn certain things, just like that. The same examples that's been happening in the areas like in California or wherever they've been using those in Hawaii, mainly in Hawaii as well, where they've been using those weapons, that certain things wouldn't get burnt and it would be literally untouched. This is crazy. This is just something else, man. And again, that's one of his blessings that he was given from Isaac, was the sword. And the world have no idea the how far that they say that the depths of Satan, his wickedness, is a bottomless pit. It's the same thing with this devil, man. That sword is great, and and a lot of it is like, people will identify it as being science fiction, but no, it's the real world, man. It's the real world, what this devil's been doing. I done took a real wild turn with the video, didn't I? But it's all part of this devil's the vices that he's brought into this world. But a main scripture that I want to get that is in Daniel. Through his policies. Let me grab that. Let me see if I can. Through his policies. Daniel 8:4, and through his policy also he shall cause craft. He shall cause craft to prosper in his hands. Let me craft here. Deceit, treachery. Deceit and treachery. There's deceit and treachery to prosper in his hand. And that in his hand, his strength, his power. Various special technical senses, sign, monument, part, fractional part, share, time, repetition, axle, tree, axle, stay, support, tenons, follows a hand, meaning unsure and risk. Well, anyway, his strength, his power. And he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes. That's the Lord when he comes. We're always telling you that right now this devil is preparing to fight the Lord when he comes. They're preparing at this moment. That's pretty much what those big ICBM missiles are for, man. Besides, destroying Israel in Babylon. But pretty much that's what a lot of those nukes are used for, going to be used for, to fight the Lord when he comes, man. But he shall be broken without hands. Okay. Broken without hands. That's Second Ezra's, I'm not, it should be, I think it's 13. I think it's 13. Broken without hands. I think it's 13. It's a beautiful vision that Ezra is having. Yep, this verse is 13. Broken without hands. It's a beautiful vision of the Lord coming. But yeah, those nukes as well. They're going to serve another purpose as well. It's to punish the wicked and the ungodly and those that are rebellious. Okay. But yeah, a lot of this shit is deceiving. And it's not no surprise that the people still trust in these politicians, man. They're waking up. Ultimately, eventually it's going to get to that point where it's going to be sedition, man. Where it's going to get to that point where there's going to be these people going to rise up and fight against this government. So they're going to realize that they've been deceived. So as the scriptures describe this man as what? A fornicator and profane. They'll pretend like they love the children and care for the children, but, come on. Be serious. He's a fornicator. Spiritually and physically. Doesn't matter. Hold on. And these same bestial savages are the ones that are in control of world policies. That's economically, socially, politically, judicially. They all pass the laws on it all. And that's Hebrews 12. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau. So, a man who prostitutes his body to another lust for hire, a male prostitute, a man who indulges in unlawful sexual intercourse, a fornicator. but it's spiritually as well. It's just identifying it as physically, sexually, you know. But no, it goes beyond just that. Pornos, where you get the porno from. And this, well,
Strong's G 4097. Peprasco.
To sell a price one into slavery of the master to whom one is sold as a slave. Metaphor, sold under sin, entirely under the control of the love of sinning, of one's bribe to give himself up wholly to another's will. And though this man's not under the law, you know, the Lord's not dealing with him, you know, sin, only Israelites can sin because the law, statutes, commandments were given to us. But this devil takes on this title like he's a God-fearing man, and that he is the God, you know, and that he portrays himself as like the scriptures refer to it as the unclean spirits like frogs, the Vatican, you know. He's taken on the role as the spiritual guidance of the moral authority of the world, you know. Entirely under the control of the love of wickedness, period. It's a sinning there though, but this man done got people shook, man. Just got people fooled. Got people fooled. And this man is the devil. He's a goddamn devil. And one of his devices is deceit, deception. You can't be ignorant of this devil. Second Corinthians, that Satan should get an advantage of us if we are not ignorant of his devices. One of his devices is deceit, deception. Mental perception, thought. Mental perception, thought, and evil purpose, that which thinks the mind, thoughts, or purposes. It's one of his tools he uses: deception, deceit. Remember, the scriptures tell you he's the big father of lies. What's that? John 8, is it John 8:4-44? I think it's John 8:44. Let me hit it up. Ye are of your father, speaking to these wicked ass Israelites. These wicked ass niggas, ye are of your father, the devil. And that devil is the so-called white man. The deceiver. Diablos. Prone to slander, slanderers, accuser, falsely. And that's what he's, the huge thing that's come out. How this devil is messing with brothers' videos, starting with the apostles and elders, and you hear voices in the background, but you can't hear the elders speaking, and I guess the same things happened with the brothers up in Chicago, and I think the brother in Melbourne, Australia. GMS Melbourne. A calumniator, false accuser, slanderer, applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of the Most High, may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. He's a liar. So there's a reason behind what's starting to happen more and more with the brothers' video, the elders and apostles' videos. There's an agenda behind that. So you don't hear no brothers pushing violence, and you don't see videos of brothers acting on violence. You don't see the videos, you don't see the videos or hear videos of brothers pushing arms and, open rebellion, lifting up arms. You don't hear none of that. You just hear brothers with Bibles in their hands just reading the scriptures and bringing out the truth, man. So of course, a devil would oppose that. So yeah, this devil is a man. You're of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar, and the father of it. Is that pseudos as well? Pseudo liar. A lie, pseudos. A liar.
Strong's G 5583. Psustes.
A false and a faithless man. A liar, one who breaks faith, a false and faithless man. Ask him, you believe in God? There's videos actually of that. Oh man, I was just watching that yesterday. You believe in God? God was asking these Edomites, you believe in God? No. They were all saying, maybe, the ones that said, yeah, probably are Jakes, but 95% of them, these so-called white people, were saying no. This is something else, man. This is something else. Wow, these scriptures is beautiful. The scriptures just, how they're just so inwardly connected. And I actually have a graph that Esau put together, how thousands and thousands of scriptures, how they're connected. He has an actual graph on it. And hold on, give me a second here. I know I'm all over the place. I don't really care though. And I found this a long time ago. September 30, 2025. Almost a year ago. I'm just now using it. Well, coming back, giving reference to it and using it. Bringing some attention to this first time. These are all the cross references in the Bible and the extraordinary 63,000 links connecting its 66 books into one seamless story, written over an incredible 1,500 years by around 40 different authors from completely different geographic locations. The Bible's intricate themes and prophecies align with stunning accuracy. Look at that though, 66,000. For example, the Old Testament contains over 300 prophecies about the Messiah, all fulfilled centuries later in the New Testament through the life of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Scholars agree there is nothing else like it. No other book in history comes close to its harmony, consistency, or global impact. And you got to understand, these people don't understand prophecy, And not to understand prophecy, just imagine that number would multiply even more. But through their understanding, this is what they come up with. 66,000 links. No other book in history comes close to its harmony, consistency, and global impact, which is why it's the best-selling book of all time. That's amazing, though. I'm all over the world, ain't I? Slack it. You can't. There's no. There's no escaping. As far as this devil, they're trying to they're trying their best to escape their judgment, and they can't. And the very book that they're trying to use to get look for a way to get some salvation, the very book is condemning them. They have no business picking up this book. These foul bestial men, these savages, these liars, these deceivers. These false accusers, these what the scriptures say? They slanderers. But this is actually a beautiful thing that's happened, especially what happened to the apostles and elders videos. Because that's going to get to that point where this devil going to make his move, and then Yahweh Shai is going to make his move. So you want this devil to keep doing what he's doing, man. You can't fool us. Well, you're the devil, man. Do what devils do. But anyway, he has to run this road. But it's going to get to that point anyway, that point he can't pass. It's getting to that point. So he has to act. So he's going to act soon. Is that bound that he cannot pass? He knows that's coming, so he has to act soon. It ain't going to be much procrastinating from this devil to come. Not much more to come. So, stay locked in. Continue on prayer. Okay. And give all praise, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh B'Shem, Yahweh Shai, B'Shem Rakakadash. Till next time, Lord willing, Shalom.